Today's update is all about Qantas, which has just confirmed that its first A321XLR will be arriving next month as part of its ongoing fleet renewal efforts. Qantas Domestic is set to welcome the next generation A321XLR in June this year, lining up with the expectation that 7 new aircraft will be delivered in the second half of the current financial year. This means the XLR will join the incoming A220s, while Jetstar continues its commitment to an all-Airbus fleet. While Qantas has built up a pretty substantial order book through several big orders in recent years, it's currently battling delivery delays. Shocking, I know. Initially, the airline expected its first A321XLR to be delivered 3 months ago, with early 2025 as the revised target. That's clearly not happening anymore, and mid-2025 is now the more realistic timeline. To manage these ongoing delays, Qantas has been holding on to its existing aircraft longer. Yes, I'm looking at the ever-reliable 737 family, while also exploring the leasing market to avoid major operational disruptions. The reason for the XLR delay: manufacturing setbacks. And Qantas isn't the only airline dealing with this. Many carriers expecting next-gen aircraft to transform their operations are facing similar hurdles. That being said, the first A321XLR delivery is creeping closer, and despite the delays, there are still plenty of benefits. This Airbus single-aisle jet is 5 meters longer than the 737-800s it's replacing, which allows it to be configured with 200 seats in a 2-class layout, 20 in business and 180 in economy. That's a 15% capacity boost. But Qantas insists it won't compromise passenger comfort, ensuring that seat spacing remains the same. On top of that, the XLR can fly 3,000 kilometers further than the 737-800s, opening up new possibilities for routes into Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands, while also boosting capacity on key domestic routes. It's safe to say Qantas is excited to get this next-gen aircraft into service. But the XLR isn't the only major fleet renewal update from Qantas. The airline has also provided fresh details on its A350-1000ULR order. The Australian flag carrier expects to take delivery of its first A350-1000ULR in the second half of 2026. These aircraft will be crucial for expanding Qantas's international network, which is already seeing growth with the return of the last 2 parked A380s. Like most airlines, Qantas grounded its A380s during the pandemic due to all the uncertainty, but it has been steadily bringing them back. By the end of 2025, all of them will be back in service, setting the stage for even more capacity growth once the A350-1000ULRs arrive. The first A350ULR is set to enter its final assembly stage in September 2025. Followed by flight testing and, assuming no further delays, delivery in the second half of 2026. So, why did Qantas choose this aircraft? Well, it's all part of the airline's goal to expand its global reach and make Australia more accessible to some of the world's most in-demand cities without a stopover. This is what's known as Project Sunrise, an ambitious plan to introduce ultra-long-haul routes such as Sydney to London and Sydney to New York, among others. Project Sunrise has been in the works for years, dating back to the 2010s when the A350-ULR went head-to-head with Boeing's 777X for the contract. The competition was fierce, but in the end, Airbus secured the deal. Of course, the pandemic slowed things down, and unfortunately, delays haven't stopped since. At the start of 2024, Qantas pushed the launch of Project Sunrise to mid-2026 due to delays with the A350. Now it's looking more like the second half of 2026, and by the time crew training is complete, a 2027 launch seems likely. Even back in early 2024, insiders close to Qantas were already skeptical about a mid-2026 delivery, citing ongoing supply chain issues, which have only gotten worse. So, we'll have to wait and see how things unfold. As always, thanks for your support here on the channel. Got any thoughts on Qantas and its fleet plans? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think.